Goggins fan. I'm not a fanboy, but I do appreciate his story and who he is. And if you don't know who David Goggins is, please Google him immediately. People obsess over motivation. How do I stay motivated? How do I get motivated? What I do when motivation dies? Here's the truth. Motivation is emotional. What you need is discipline, because discipline is foundational. Motivation feels good. Discipline does good. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the engine. Motivation gets you started. Discipline finishes what motivation can. And no one proves that better than Mr. David Goggins. You know, he had a life built on excuses. Before he was known as the hardest motherfucker on earth, David Goggins was the opposite of who he is today. Nearly 300 pounds, depressed, working a dead-end job, spraying cockroaches, living on donuts and milkshakes, full of excuses and self-pity. He swore he'd change. Every week, every day, he promised himself tomorrow. But every time motivation faded, he quit. Not because he lacked desire, it's because he lacked discipline. And the switch finally came when he got honest with himself. One night he came home from a brutal shift and turned on a documentary about Navy SEAL Hell Week. The suffering, the pain, the refusal to quit. Something inside him flipped. I want to be one of them, he said. Motivation hit him hard. But this time he didn't wait. He didn't plan. He didn't strategize. He moved. He put on his shoes and tried to run. A quarter mile took everything he had. But he ran again the next day and the next day and the next. That wasn't motivation. That was discipline. So discipline doesn't ask for permission. Goggins didn't lose 100 pounds in 3 months because he was motivated. He lost it because he built discipline. He ran when his legs burned. He ran when he couldn't breathe. He ran when his mind screamed to stop. He ran when nobody was watching. Motivation doesn't survive that level of pain. Discipline does. Motivation is enthusiasm. Discipline is identity. Discipline is doing it without feeling like it. Motivation asks, do I feel like it? Discipline asks, is this who I am? Motivation is excitement. Discipline is commitment. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is permanent. Motivation relies on emotion. Discipline relies on structure. That's why motivation inspires you for a moment. Discipline transforms you for a lifetime. And this is why most people fail. They worship motivation. Most people chase motivation. I'll start when I'm inspired. I act when I'm pumped. I commit when I'm ready. But winners know you don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your discipline. Motivation will betray you. Discipline will save you. Motivation collapses under pressure. Discipline grows because of it. Discipline builds identity. You run one day, that's motivation. You run 30 days, that's discipline. You run a year, that's identity. Discipline turns action into habit, habit into identity, identity into destiny. Goggins didn't become Goggins through motivation. He became Goggins through discipline. So stop chasing motivation. Motivation is flighty. Build discipline. David Goggins learned the ultimate truth. Motivation is a mood, discipline is a muscle, and muscles win every time. Anyone can feel motivated. Motivation is a mood, discipline is a muscle, and muscles win every time. Anyone can feel motivated. Very few stay disciplined. Motivation is for a moment, discipline is for the mission. So ask yourself, are you waiting to feel like it, or are you ready to discipline yourself into the person you want to become? Winners don't get motivated, winners get disciplined. And I know if you watch my videos, you've heard me say discipline, discipline, discipline. Because really, to me, discipline is the only thing. When you wake up and you have to go outside and run and it's cold, you're not going to be motivated to do that. When you had an argument with your spouse, you don't feel motivated to do anything. But the discipline will say, we run at 5 a.m. The discipline will say, doesn't matter how I feel, I run every day. And that's why discipline is the only tool that you can rely on when things get tough. Things are going to keep one foot in front of the other, you moving towards your goal to establish that identity and create that reality. Discipline, not motivation, every day, all day.